Good day, everyone, and we will start in about 5 minutes. We're still waiting for some people to join, so just take your time, and we'll just start shortly. So stay tuned. Okay, so I think we can start our meeting and our webinar today. So I would just like to ask you, how did you come to work today, or how will you be traveling, which transport in the upcoming 5 years, and what trends do you see in the market today? And I would like to cover all these questions today to see if it's possible for you to understand how you may increase your sales as well as get into the latest trends. So today I will cover e-mobility and micro-mobility and hope to show you the best usable business cases for our products. So I would like to share my Teltonika insights and what we have in our portfolio today. So we would have the right option to choose from. So I will just share the presentation and go to the points straight, and we'll discuss that later on. So also I would like to say that we will have a live questions and answer session. And so you could ask your questions during the presentation or after the presentation. We'll have some time to discuss about that. And also, I would like to say that if you may ask those questions either in English or either in your local language, would be appreciated. So please, whatever you have, technical questions, the roadmap questions, or any other question concerning our devices, let us know, and we'll keep on that, okay? So yes, I'll just share the screen, the presentation. So today, as I mentioned, we will have the micro-mobility and e-mobility. So two different parts of the electric mobility will be covered today. And as for agenda, I would say we will have the covering of the use cases of micro-mobility and as well e-mobility. We will cover the key functionality of these units, manual CAN, API, and the most important key features. As well, we will see which device is suitable for which use cases. So I will try to cover that during the use cases presentations. As well, one new device is coming to our portfolio. Either you can call it e-bike tracker because it will be really, really small, and I'm giving you just a heads up. And as well, it will be suitable for probably most of the electric mobility transport. So starting from the e-bikes or kiki scooters to the complex forklifts or airport electric transport. So stay tuned, ask your questions during the presentation, and I hope you will enjoy what you will hear today. Yes, so starting first of all with our probably the smart autonomous solutions, where we started with the first unit, the kiki scooter tracker, when the market just were starting, and beginning of sharing was the kiki scooter, right? So this unit particularly supports ECU data directly from mentioned kiki scooters, simple yet very smart piece of hardware we have on our side. And it can be simply mounted on the scooter and have locks, unlocks, remove detection in case of burglary. So with setting up the geofences, you can manage speed limit in particular city zones. So that makes up the perfect unit for overspeeding, and if you don't want the people get hurt. So you just set up a variety of different geofencing zones, as well as it has the higher voltage support. So you don't have to worry about either it's supported or not. And we are working on different kiki scooter models such as Segway, Xiaomi, Fit Rider, and others are coming to the line. So if you have any questions, just pop there. Okay, thank you. Going further is on sharing side, we have e-scooter tracker, which is suitable for a variety of different e-scooters. So we do support different and probably most popular manufacturers in Europe, but there are more to come, and we would like to implement those as well. If you have any in your mind, please share that in comments so we could get to know that better. Taking in mind, we have Ascol, Govex, Nook Mobility, Super Soco scooters integrated, which makes this park extended. And talking only about Europe, we have those covered, but there are hundreds or even thousands of manufacturers all over the world. So let us know which ones you would like to be implemented. We will help you out. We will discuss that further. So if you have any idea which scooter manufacturer should be added, let us know. We'll get to that, and we'll see how we can go. And coming to the summarizing as it universal e-scooter sharing. As well, it has very important features such as configurable input-output elements. Talking about what? You can connect different sensors or different devices as well as an additional like immobilizers or buzzers to the scooter. So knowing that extends your possibilities to support different markets needs. Moving further, for those who would like to increase their sales in the e-forklift and electric mobility market, we have the units which have been more increased with power supply. So it's just increased from 10 to 97 volts. As well, we have recently added manual console port. I will tell you later about that in the slides. So let's move further to get to know more about these units and where you can use them and how the best solutions could fit your needs. So, as mentioned earlier, we gather here to speak about micromobility and shared mobility. So this unit in particular, or these units, I may say, getting more and more over every city. So everyone's keep talking about that, and what we see in the market right now, this field is skyrocketing. Every city is going green, implement more and more green stations, charging stations for e-mobility. Nearly 700 cities, or probably in more than 50 countries, are moving further with sharing it. And there's no stopping there. Is your city is ready for sharing e-scooter, maybe Kiki scooter, or even e-bikes? Let's say every city, what we know, trying to do green and trying to go green. So that's the good thing. And we want to help there to control that and manage those electric mobility. Our units have main features which is required to run successfully the sharing business, from simple lock and walk to geofencing and speed limiting in city zones. So those are the ones that I wanted to touch, and I wanted to remind you that the market is not taken from the top players in the market, right? There every month, every week, there's new operators are being created, new ideas are being generated, how to best support these sharing market possibilities, right? Okay, and moving further with another use case, what I wanted to touch is food delivery. Why is it important? Because it's getting more and more popular in food delivery, especially these are times during the COVID-19 pandemic. Less and less people are going out and trying to avoid public places, which includes food delivery. Earlier, probably there was pizza delivery, right? Everyone knows that. With a scooter on the back, right? Now, we see different picture, apps with all the restaurants included, choose and eat whatever you want, right? Everything will be delivered to your doorstep. This is a double win situation. You're going green by using e-mobility and at the same time delivering food quickly while it's still warm. So that makes a perfect solution. I'm using this, right? I'm ordering food at home, and I know that there's bikes, there are e-scooters, and everyone's city is crawling with food delivery applications, food delivery companies. So that's just going bigger and bigger, and demand is there, and we do not know when this pandemic will move further. So I would like to encourage you to see this as an optional and probably one of the possibilities that we could see. Another use cases we have is post office. Did you know that Spain post office services are integrating e-scooters for post deliveries? And they just did recently. Yes, that's true, and it's in a matter of time when other cities will follow. And it's only 100 units, but 100 units could multiply 10 times or even more. So I would like to say to choose the right e-scooter manufacturer and fulfill the postal office project. So those are multiplying in each city. So don't be late. And post office is there. Let's say either it's e-bikes, cargo bikes, e-scooters. So everyone wants to deliver as best as they could in service. So with our unit, they will able to manage time schedule, know the battery level, distance travel. And from this particular Spain project, they don't need to do the paper fillings as far as they did before about their trip, the distance travel. They did everything on the paper. And with our unit, you can manage that remotely. So take those in consideration and go to the post office or go to the local projects where you can share. Okay. Another use case is e-scooter sharing. I have mentioned earlier about the sharing services, but wanted to highlight the e-scooter in particular. Why? Because all over the world, we have different conditions in every market and city. And by that, I mean even different use cases. For example, here in Lithuania, kick e-scooters, really popular. But what about your local city? What is the most important transport there? E-bikes, e-scooters? In every city, it's different, right? In some of the cities, kick e-scooters, they are non-kick e-scooter sharing operators, right? There may be only the e-scooters, electric mopeds sharing operators. For example, in Asia, they're the biggest e-scooter users all over the world. There are millions of e-scooters, and they are going as well on the sharing side. So it's being used widely all over the world, and there are hundreds, even thousands of different e-scooters sharing operators. So let's take Latin America, for example, as well. They are booming on the e-scooter sharing, right? And this is not going to end there. It's going to be expanded because with this, we are lowering the CO2 emissions by adding e-scooters to the market, right? We are lowering the traffic jams by that, helping cities to control that. And there are even the separate lines already in biggest cities implemented to make them drive faster. So you can say that there are only few, but why don't you be the one who starts first in your local city, right? Taking as well another good example of our TFT device usage is mini trash trucks monitoring, right? There are cities with small streets. Take for example, Europe. Take, for example, other cities all over the world, which have the old town, right? And the old town has these small, narrow streets. And there are neighborhoods which are going green, and there are cities which are going green more than others. And their small trucks are coming in to help, right? And most of them are electric, connected to our device to monitor work hours, load of the truck, battery of the truck remotely. As well, we are working on similar solutions to have this sensor integrated on the trash can or a garbage bin to know the load of the bin itself. So the manager or monitoring company who monitors these trash bins know either this trash bin needs to be taken out or not. So also you can add additional unit as well as button to notify particular location if trash was not picked up. For example, you give that unit to one of your employees or to the trash operator, right? And for example, if these trash cans wasn't bring out to the trash bin to take out, they press the button and notify that this trash can cannot be taken because it's not there, right? Also, thinking about this, we can name the golf carts as well, at the post office trucks as well, right? There are plenty of electric small trucks that are delivering bigger deliveries, taking bigger boxes as well. Imagine that one that there's golf cart in the stadiums, right? They as well need some monitoring. They as well need to be found if lost, right? So you can manage these small electric trucks all over to get to know your time, your usage, the battery levels. So if you have any ideas, any questions as well on the use cases we could multiply, please share that with us as well. This one, electric transport management in the airports. It's huge, right? And traveling, everyone missed that already. Because of that, we can do our homework and prepare for what's to come. Electric transport management sounds huge, right? As I mentioned earlier, but airports are paying huge taxes to reduce that they would like to go green, right? Because of their emissions, they're paying huge taxes to the government. And I would like to mention that most of the airports are going green as well. With the transport of the luggage transport, carts, the steps, loaders, movers, right? They're perfect for the monitoring and seeing the battery levels and all the locations. So that's perfect for your local airport since it requires increased voltage because those carts are gathering or dragging the planes, right? So as well, we have different interfaces, but no worries, we have that covered, right? RS-232, 485, UART, CAN, whatever, it's there, we support, right? So bring us the unit you want to support, bring us the truck you want to support, and we'll get that covered. Yes, moving further, probably the last use case is forklift management. Similar to the e-transport management in the airports, we have that covered as well. Monitoring the level of the battery, monitoring working hours, which is really important. How to know if your forklift is working, how to know if you're not losing any money, right? Because every hour when your forklift is not moving, you are losing money. But I mean your direct customers, right? Monitor time, impact, work hours, system alerts, battery level, and adding to that, manual CAN, which I'll tell you in about a few seconds. So you keep hearing about that from the beginning, so I will cover that shortly. So stay tuned. Yes, and wanted to come to the manual CAN and the key functionality introduction. So we'll cover that shortly in a bit, few slides, API plus FLESPI, so as well as introducing how to set up our units easily, e-scooter and Kiki scooter support, custom OEM protocols, full sharing functionality, and high voltage support. So those are the most important ones to cover today. If there coming more, we'll gather that and we'll come back during the questions and answer sessions live. Moving further, so finally we got to manual CAN. And with this functionality going straight away, you will be able to read data from your e-scooter, e-forklift, or any other electric transport without any additional implementation of protocols. What does it mean, right? You simply use your transport CAN communication protocol to configure certain IDs that you want to read from your vehicle. The ID is based, you can have CAN protocol and, for example, you know which frame IDs, battery level, speed, odometer, or any other value, right? ID is entered to the configurator and you receive required data without protocol implementation, which makes it quicker and easier. Either you need few particular parameters, you just enter there, you get data directly. And as well, I want to cover that together with J1939, most popular protocol used by e-forklift, which means it could provide additional data, which you can have predictive maintenance of your forklift. Coming to that or adding to that, we also support custom OEM protocols. We can customize your device internal protocols that they would fully fit your required e-scooter, e-forklift, or Kiki scooter. So custom OEM protocols, I wanted to mention that it fits for e-scooter manufacturers, Kiki scooter manufacturers, or e-forklift manufacturers. So let us know what you would like to be implemented, how you would like to have that implemented, and we'll help you out and deliver you a solution that it would be supported. Coming back to API plus FLESPI. What does it mean, right? You could ask why I need this or how this could help. So I could tell you simply, no need for integrations of protocols, no more programming works for weeks or 2 weeks. So whatever you're saying that we don't have any time for this, now you don't need any time for this because it's already there. Our units are fully integrated with FLESPI system. It's a third-party solution, of course, which means you can easily get raw data from the device. And by that, I mean you can see what data are being sent from our device. Quick and easy setup for all of our units. It has the MQTT API for instant access to real-time data, supports different data access methods, And as well, what's most importantly, pushes data to Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, or your own server. So it parses raw telemetry data and saves it to unified JSON format. So how could that would be easier, right? Moving further, full sharing functionality. Why I'm coming back once again to that? Because that's really important to know the aspects for your e-scooters and Kiki scooters. It supports full sharing functionality, control over GPRS, lock-on-lock, distance travel, unplug detection, fold-out detection. And adding to that as well, we have e-scooters and Kiki scooter support. So get to know your local market, get to know what scooters are being used there. Let us know, we'll try to implement those, get to know the projects, what's in the market, and we'll help you out, okay? Coming back to and going further with the few other features, what we have is the mobilizer I-button buzzer. Some of the other companies want to implement more of additional sensors or devices connected to the device. So I wanted to come to the immobilizer because it's just for your identification of authorized access. For example, take in consideration post offices, right? So post offices knows the employee who's coming and using the scooter or e-bike for delivering the post, right? Same as with the minute trash truck monitoring. And as well, buzzer may be connected as well for alarms, sound notifications when the driver exceeds the configured speed or any other pre-programmed limit, right? So these are the key features what we have covered today. Of course, there are more, but for these electric transport, I see those as the most important ones to cover further. And yeah, you probably already forgot about that. And this is our brand new e-mobility tracker, and it's coming this year. I'm excited probably as well as you are because it has the LTE versions or Cat 1 or Cat M1 extended power supply for different interfaces as well. Even external GNSS antenna is possible for better signal. So that's going to be huge, but I don't know if you have noticed that. Most important, just look how small it is. It's an engineering masterpiece with combining our knowledge into one piece. And it's just the beginning from smart autonomous solutions. So thank you for this time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining. And you can pop your questions in the questions and answer sessions, which we have right now. I will try to help you out and answer those for you. So keep asking those. And if you have any more questions, write directly over here. Name the subject e-mobility webinar so we would know exactly and we could act quickly to answer you all your concerns. So I will take 5 to 10 minutes for questions and answer session. Let us know, ask the questions there, and I will help you out answering those. Thank you very much and have a nice day.